Oh my gosh, I have 60 unread books on my bookshelf. This is a paranormal Romeo and Juliet. I have 60 unread books on my bookshelf. So the idea of today's video is to decrease some of those numbers, get it down by maybe 5. We'll see. But the first book up on my list is Bride by Ali Hazelwood, and I read the back of this book and it sounds really Wattpad core. A review says this is a paranormal Romeo and Juliet, and I don't know, I guess it is kind of like that. It's vampire werewolf romance, which I'm gonna be honest, I'm not even gonna judge. If you eat this up, good for you. And I also would like to note that in the acknowledgments for this book, she credits AO3 for her life and sanity. So that's very interesting. It makes a lot of sense, and I'm not even gonna judge if you enjoy this type of reading. What does it matter if you read it on Wattpad, AO3, or a physical copy of a published book? And I actually have liked Ali Hazelwood's work in the past, so I'm gonna give it a chance. I think it does sound really silly, but then again, when has vampire werewolf romance ever not been silly? So this is book number 1. Let's get started reading. Okay, so I'm about 100 pages through this book. I've been reading basically periodically throughout today, and you know, this book really is everything I thought it would be. It's Wattpad core, but I think this might be really what I need to get me out of the reading slump that I've been in for the past 3-4 weeks. So I'll take it. I mean, it's a very quick-paced story. You know, it's everything that most romances are. It's a little silly, you know, just because of the fact that it is vampire and werewolf. I can appreciate the main character's attitude. I think she's funny. I think the main character is funny, and I can appreciate that. I think it helps with the story, and I really like that the characters don't seem to be just like basic and one-dimensional. The main character actually has interesting background and an interesting story, and I can appreciate that. And I do think that Ali Hazelwood usually writes her books pretty well. Okay, this is Future Whitney, here to talk about the books that I just finished reading. Also, do you see my fall lumberjane? Ignore that it's the same one I wore in the last video, paired with my knockoff Amazon Uggs. Okay, so Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I finished it. I really liked it. It was fun. However, there's this one thing she does in like 2 of the books I've read from her, where she makes the guy kind of like a, not like a player, but like experienced, and the girl is not experienced, or is a virgin. Actually, I think in both the books I've read of hers, the girls are virgins. And so I don't know what it is about that, but like, I don't like it, you know? Like, the man is so much more experienced and the girl is never done it before. I don't know, it just makes me kind of like, So I liked everything except for that, but yeah, it was fun. There was, besides the romance, there was like the subplot of the, obviously because this is a Romeo and Juliet, twist on Romeo and Juliet, there was the subplot of like the vampires and the werewolves like kind of fighting and killing her dad and whatever. Spoiler, but yeah. So I also thought that the relationship between, what's her name? See, this is what I'm saying when all romance books are like so forgettable. I remember the plot, I can't remember characters. The main character's name is Misery. She's a vampire, and she had like a really cute relationship with, what's his name? The main werewolf guy, whoever that is. She had a really cute relationship with his little sister, and that was really cute. But anyways, I'm gonna make this better so I can sit. The other criticism I have is that the subplot was trying to find her Misery's best friend Serena, who had gone missing, and almost the whole book we spend being like, where's Serena, who's Serena, where did she go, she mysteriously disappeared, where did Serena go? But because she's missing from the beginning of the book, we don't learn anything about her, and we don't really give a crap about Serena. We don't care where Serena's at. Like, we know that it's influencing Misery in not a negative way, but we all know we don't really care about Serena, and so that's why I wasn't too concerned with finding her. So since then, I've also started reading Crown of Midnight. I think it's called Crown of Midnight. And so that is the second book in the Throne of Glass series. My friend gave me all the Throne of Glass books, and I haven't had them since like last November, because my birthday's in November, so I've had them for almost an entire year. I haven't read any of them that she gave me. I've read the first two, so I'm reading Crown of Midnight now. And I really like it, okay? It's the perfect fall book. The setting is like a dark castle with hidden like tunnels and rooms under the castle, and just like reading about her finding all of the hidden places in this cold castle while it's snowing outside. It's just like the perfect vibes to transition me from summer to fall. Even though it's still 100 degrees outside, I'm pretending it's fall. Okay, it's fall. So I'm really liking it. I'm about almost 200 pages in. What I've been doing, because I've been very busy, I don't really have time like after school to read. So what I've been doing is during class, when I'm bored or like don't have anything to do, I Google the PDF of the book and I read it on my like school laptop. And that's what I've been doing. So that's the only reason I'm getting through this book so fast. So goal is to finish it by tomorrow. We'll see. I have a lot of homework and studying to do, so we'll see if I can actually do that. But goal would be to finish it by then. We'll see. Okay, I've got a lot of yapping to do because since I last recorded that last clip, I've actually finished 3 books, and I've just been too busy and too caught up in all my reading to actually sit down and record and talk about what I've read. So the last thing you saw me talk about was Crown of Midnight, I believe, which is number 3 in the Sarah J. Maas Throne of Glass series. So I was telling you all about how I loved it so much, and you know, I think that a lot of fantasy books are exactly the same, this one included. This one definitely has its own special things that make it stand out and make it special from all the other fantasy books I've read, but it's honestly kind of the same kind of copy and paste. My only thing that I didn't really like about this book is in this book there's a romance between the main girl and this guy that she's been kind of like slowly been set up with throughout the past 2 books, and I don't like him. Okay, I don't like, his name is Chaol. I don't know if you say that. Cole. I've been saying Cole in my head. Every time I say it, I say Cole, so I'm gonna pretend it's Cole, and if it's wrong, tell me in the comments, okay? So I don't really like Cole. He's like judging her for being an assassin, right? And what do we know from the other Sarah J. Maas book that everybody's read, ACOTAR? When Tamlin starts judging Fabra for being all girl boss, that's when you break up with him, okay? That's when it's not gonna work. And so that's why I was kind of getting bad vibes from Cole, because he was being judgy Girls, don't let your men judge you for killing people, for murdering people. Don't let anybody try to tell you what they think you're doing wrong, okay? The next one is that I read, it's actually the next book, Air Fire, because it was so good and I just wanted to keep it going. And this one, I ate this up. This was a 5-star read, okay? It was so good. I enjoyed this like 10 out of 10 so much, okay? So, remember how I was saying we didn't like Cole? Well, apparently neither did Miss Sarah J. S. because in this book he was gone and I loved it. And we got ourselves a new hot boyfriend. He's immortal. He's definitely way too old for us, but that's okay, okay? Age is just a number in this fantasy setting, okay? Only in this fantasy setting, age is just a number, right? Okay, so there's trauma, there's romance, there's like learning how to use your fire. This is like in Divergent, like the relationship between Four and Tris, like this is literally that. Like, it's so good. I ate this up and there's nothing else really to say. That's all that happened in this book, is she was basically just like training and learning how to use her magic and falling in love with a hot immortal man. Okay, and so I really didn't mean to turn this video into a vlog of me just reading Throne of Glass, but that's kind of what I turned into because the next one that I read was Queen of Shadows. I just couldn't help myself, okay? I didn't mean to just read 4 books in the same series in a row. That's not what this was supposed to be, but I was like, why fight myself? There are unread books on my bookshelf and I'm reading them, and that's what the real purpose of this video is supposed to be. Okay, so this one, I think I rated it at 4.75. It was really good. This one was her coming back from learning from the continent where she learned magic. We had to leave her hot boyfriend on the other continent, sadly, for like the first half of this book, but he makes a reappearance and we kiss him for the first time, so that was really awesome. Cole also sadly comes back and he's kind of really freaking annoying for like a lot of this book, but he has a little redemption in the end, just like Tamlin did, so I guess I have to accept it, whatever. So the ending of this book was just like so sweet. She's with all her friends that she's made and the family and her court, and I really did tear up at the end. It was just so sweet. They're on their way back to her continent that she's the queen of, and it was just so sweet. I honestly cried. I was also listening to sad music though, so it's not like sad. It was just like happy tears. Like, I was happy for her. This book is definitely going to turn into like what Harry Potter is for me, what Hunger Games are for me, what Six of Crows was for me. This is definitely going to be something that I reread someday and think a lot about because it was just so good. Like, I ate it up. I still have 2 more books, so the adventure isn't over yet. And yes, immediately after I finished this book, immediately I rocked over to my bookshelf and picked up the next one. But I'm not going to get time to talk about that in this video. But I will definitely leave a review on Goodreads for you all to read of the next 2 books so you know how I like it. So make sure you follow me on my Goodreads. I think that's all the books I'm going to be able to fit in for today. Make sure you like it because I just spent 3 weeks reading like a lot of books. I read 4 books, which is not how as many as I wanted to, but you know, I've also been like crazy busy. But my volleyball season will be ending soon. So hopefully I'll have more free time to read more books when I'm not busy playing sports. And I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for staying all the way to the end. If you've made it this far, definitely leave a comment. Tell me if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm trying to hit 100 by Christmas. I think we can do it. So thanks guys. Love you.